Milo Callaghan and Lana Parrilla star in the new USA series, The Rainmaker, based on the best-selling and iconic novel and 90s 97 movie with Matt Damon. We got our own series. Thank you all so much for your time today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Milo, let's go ahead and start with you. Getting into the role of Rudy. Let's talk a little bit about reading the book, your inspiration, how you prepared for this role.
It's like you said, man, it's iconic, and I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, taking on a role like this, following Matt Damon, who I think is just phenomenal, and that was an honor and a privilege. So I really tried to pay attention to that source material and the IP that we were dealing with, and then put it to the side and really delve into the scripts that Michael and Jason had written, because they were beautiful and very tight, and the relationships were really clearly defined. And so I really did. It was a mixture of a lot of emotional character work, a lot of dialect, because that's not how I talk, and then a lot of kind of quite academic legal study to try and have that at my fingertips, because that felt important to for me to believe in if I was going to try and convince an audience or ask an audience to believe in me.
And it's not just the legal part.
Rudy Baylor to represent me. I'm just saying, I absolutely would.
I think we'd make quite a formidable team.
I think so.
And working together as a team, a lot of, this reincarnation of, from the novel to the movie to now this 10-part series, the way that this character has, grown and evolved. Talk a little bit about stepping into that role.
First of all, she's a woman, which is fantastic. It's like the perfect role to sort of gender bend, and I'm really honored to be able to portray her. I did read the novel and I saw the movie several times, and I feel like I took a little bit of what I could use, that sort of to feed into my version of Bruiser. But Bruiser here is she's much more present in Rudy's life than Bruiser was in the novel and in the film. And she has a complete, different dynamic with his character. I think there's sort of like I always felt like his coach, kind of his mentor, like a mother figure, someone he could learn from. And we both have different strengths and we grow together, and we make an incredible team. And I don't want to leave out Deck Shiflett, who's played by PJ Byrne, because he's part of this trio, and the three of us are a ball of laughs.
It is. The three here are amazing, but especially like the dynamic between the two of you. Talk a little bit about that nurturing relationship, especially you see Rudy. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to succeed. He may have kind of made a step that maybe didn't lead him in the path that he initially thought he was going to have. But talk about a little bit about that connection and how you both worked off screen, to make it so real in the series.
Well, what do you even say about Lana Parrilla? I'm not even just going to gas you up here, but she has the kindest, most generous heart. There's just an openness to her that I think shines through when she's in front of the camera. Like, it was just a privilege to watch her, to be behind the monitor, and also to get to spend time with her. And this for me was a big undertaking, and it could have been a lot more intimidating if I didn't have somebody like Lana. We lived 2 doors away from each other. She gave me a lot of space to just lock in and do my thing, and was just there on hand whenever I needed a hug or a chat. And I think that's what comes through in our relationship.
Yeah, it does. It was really easy to find that connection. Like the minute we sat down to, and remember that table read that we had that one rehearsal. As soon as Milo opened his mouth as Rudy, I was like, oh my God, he is perfect for this character. And he is. And even more so than anything I could have envisioned. And the relationship was easy. We automatically connected. In addition to PJ, the three of us really are, those are some of my favorite scenes. But with Milo, I think we are very similar in many ways, and that we started to discover that over the course of months of working together. And then our characters also, I think Bruiser sees a lot of herself in Rudy, or who she used to be, and he reminds her of who she once was, and that's inspiring for her. And so she also rises to the occasion because he helps her grow into the lawyer that she once always wanted to be, but couldn't be because she was suppressed by her father. So it's like given her, he's given her like a sense of freedom to sort of run this firm a little bit differently than she was sort of trained to.
Trained to do. And I also love too that it's almost, appointment television. That's what I like to call it, is that, we're getting a new episode every single week. And then the following week it's streaming on Peacock. So almost how you would read the book is, you can't read it all in one day and you can't binge it all in one day, that you kind of have to take it all in as the process goes. I love that this is how the show is going to go for us.
Thank you.
That is wonderful. Well, Milo, Lana, thank you so much for your time today. The Rainmaker starting on Friday on USA. And then the following week, it's coming to us on Peacock.
Rudy, such a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. Thank you so much. Thank you. From Rudy to Rudy. Thank you.